Hello everybody, my name is Luker and today I'll be taking you on a journey into Legend Ladder with the Tempo Storm Master Series. The Master Series is a new weekly series that we'll be doing that essentially follows professional players while we ladder, and we go over one of our games. Now the purpose for this is to help you gain insight into why we do what we do, and in theory this should help you play the deck better. This week I'll be playing Token Druid, and without further ado, let's get right into the game. Alright, Warlock. This is definitely not a good matchup. Alright, so if it's even or Q block, it's just like a really bad matchup. Maybe we high roll and we get Zoo. Then it's not too bad. So we're looking for ramp and Oaken summons typically. There's some merit to keeping like Whispering Woods and Power of the Wild because that can just like win us the game right on the spot. If we Whispering Woods on, let's say on turn 4 we coin Nourish, next turn we have 6 mana. We Whispering Woods, Power of the Wild. There's consideration for it, but I'm going to look for more cards like Wild Growth. Typically, like the Whispering Woods and Power of the Wild, that kind of board still dies to Hellfire. Whereas if we Whispering Woods and Soul the Forest in the same turn, we have a chance for our board to stick. Looks like he's playing Q block. I'd argue this matchup's just like a bit worse for us than Even Lock, because Even Lock, at least like they don't have a large amount of taunts aside from like the 7/7s. Okay, it's just Zoo. Interesting. This is definitely not a matchup I expected to play against. We have a really good hand with Wild Growth, Oaken Summons, and Nourish. The 3 cards I said that we'd be looking for. We also drew Spreading Plague, which is very good against Zoo. I don't think this matchup is like extremely easy for us though. Like obviously Spreading Plague is fantastic, but aside from that, like if we didn't draw an amazing hand, this is just so much pressure. Luckily we have a good hand, but I still think the game is not over yet. So we could Oaken Summons or we could just coin Nourish Tyrant, and then next turn Plague. I kind of like that. Yep, I like this better. While his board is wide, we really want to be able to Spreading Plague. I'm considering not playing the Tyrant because it lets him trade off minions into it, and then our Plague will be a bit worse. We can also play Spreading Plague next turn with Tyrant. The issue with this is if he plays literally any minion, his board's full. Let's play the Tyrant. And we can attack into the Voidwalker, lower its health total so the Spreading Plague cleans it up easier. Even if he kills the Tyrant, let's say he trades like the 3/2 and a 1, or here, the 2/2 ones. Like if he plays any minion, our Plague is just fine. This is pretty good for him. Alright, we can Spreading Plague and then pass. I'm pretty happy that we Nourished this game. If we didn't go for the Nourish line, we would have been in like a worse position for sure. If we like Oaken Summons, the next turn we could have Coin Plagued maybe, but his board would have been really big. And then we never would have ramped. Fungalmancer. This guy plays very quickly. This is not looking too good. So we can Oaken Summon Soul the Forest. He trades in 10 into our taunts. And we're not dead. Yeah, I like that. Violet Teacher. Obviously we don't attack into here. This gives us like a good board if we draw Savage Roar, and if not we can always use the Branching Paths for it. Doomguard would be really bad for us though. Ooh, Spellbreaker is pretty bad too. Taps last. Interesting. So if we can draw our second Spreading Plague, that'd be pretty good. Confused as to why he's trading though. I guess he's playing around the Spreading Plague. Interestingly enough. That's a very good draw. So we can just clean up most of the board now, right? So what's the best way to do it? We want this trade to happen. I'm going to draw 1 card and then gain armor, I think. So I actually think I'm supposed to leave 1 minion up, right? So I can Spellstone this, trade here. A minion always lives, but I can take damage with my face. Yeah, I like this best. This leaves us with our Violet Teacher. So while it's like a bit worse to like Despicable Dreadlord, is the card even in Standard? I think it is. So this makes us like a bit worse to Despicable Dreadlord. So this dies for free. It leaves us with a good Ultimate Infestation. By having 2 minions alive, if he were to play like a Doomguard and go face, or a Doomguard and like trade 1, we can still trade the other one in UI. We UI the Flappy Bird because Vicious Fledgling goes out of power. I ended my turn really quickly there and I didn't wait to see if I drew Arcane Tyrant, so we're not going to talk about that. Obviously we should have played the Tyrant though. Having the 4 for our board would be pretty good. He Fungalmancers, freezes our minion. We really wish we played Arcane Tyrant. Pushes 10. We're in danger zone. He's 14 on board. 19 with Doomguard, right? Yeah. So let's just make a board and heal. We're going to Branching Paths for armor. So at 21, we're out of range of Doomguard, but we still died to Doomguard Soulfire. So let's just armor up twice. We don't die to anything this way, right? Even like double Doomguard can kill us. It'd be 24. Obviously it's 9 mana, but... Bone Mare! What year is it? I'm interested to see if he's going to take trades or just go face. I'm pretty sure he has to go face, right? Yeah. Maybe trade like your 2-2 and your 2-1 in, but... Okay, so just traded off his big guy. Just has to be lethal, right? So we can Savage Roar, these become 4. This makes it 5. That's 9. Goes in there. I'm like pretty... So like, Savage Roar, Power of the Wild, swipe. That goes there. This goes there, we swipe face. This is 5, 10, 15, 19, yeah. Right? 15, 19, yeah, this is lethal. Okay, so a minor misstep with the not playing the Tyrant, of course. The matchup's like a lot worse than I thought it would have been. I guess he had like a really powerful start and a strong curve, but if we didn't draw the insane hand with the ramp into Plague into UI, we probably would have been in a lot worse of a spot. Let's queue another one. Rogue. Okay. So if it's Miracle Rogue, I think we're just favored against all forms of Rogue, actually. It's... We're gonna look for ramp, Oaken Summons again. We're definitely favored against all forms of Rogue, but some are harder to play against than others. If it's Odd Rogue, it's more about just not dying. If it's Miracle, it's more about stabilizing our board. Okay. So it's Odd Rogue. We don't have the ramp, which is kind of like a harder hand to play. Obviously, when your hand is Wild Growth into Nourish, and Wild Growth, Oaken Summons, Nourish, your hand's pretty easy. We're going to kill the 2-1, just take something off the board. It's pretty likely we see him Hero Power here. Just kind of the whole point of Odd Rogue is to Hero Power on 2. You can't decide. Okay, he figured it out. There's consideration to playing Power of the Wild for the 3-2, but that'd be wrong. Very wrong, actually. The weapon kills it for free, and then we don't have any of our powerful synergies. Henchcon Thug. You hate to see that. Violet Teacher just dies for free. I think we have to Wisps. It feels so bad because if he runs Fan of Knives, we just lose, but they typically don't run Fan of Knives. We have to Wisps and just hope Whispering Woods, yeah. Gives us 6. In theory, he kills off 2. Let's say 3 with an SI. And then we can Power the Wild, or Soul the Forest, depending. Tar Creeper, okay. That's expected. Oh no, what's he playing? 1-drop? Squire, okay. Oh, that's our play. I was debating between Soul of the Forest and Power of the Wild, but now we can Nourish Tyrant, Power of the Wild, which makes it a very strong turn. So if we attack in, we have to put 3 in. That's just not worth it. Then we can just pass. Wait for next turn. Now we have the option to Malfurion next turn or Teacher Soul of the Forest. I guess in theory Spreading Plague, but very likely won't do that. Daggers. So he's going to kill off as many as he can while developing, right? Coin. Another 1-drop. Deckhand, okay. I was confused. I was like, what 1-drop is he pointing at my minion? Spreading Plague or Malfurion? If we Malfurion, we have... Because we're not going to Battle Teacher Soul the Forest here, we're just not developing enough. So if we... And we can use it later to get a better board. If we Malfurion, we have 2 1/5s. Spreading Plague is 3 1/5s. This gives us a better hero power. This lets us kill off a 1/1. This dies either way. 2 1/5s, he can go swing, trade, 1-drop Vilespine, and this still hits face. Whereas 3, he can never hit face. So I like going Spreading Plague then. Yep. So like, as much as it looked like a very simple turn, there's actually like a lot of consideration there. Malfurion is insane because we get the better hero power online, but I don't think that's going to make or break this game. Whereas if we let Vicious Fledgling get out of hand, we can lose. And I don't really want to lose to Vicious Fledgling. Alright, I really hope we don't lose to one of our own cards here. If he gets like Spreading Plague, the game could just be over right now. Sorry. That's one way to kill my minion. So we draw, but it's probably Malfurion here. Nourish. No. So we're going to Malfurion. We're going to take some taunts, put them in the way, and kill his 7-3. Poison doesn't do anything here for us, right? He just kills one with a dagger and trades off his 3-3. And we're going to kill the 7-3 because eventually it's too big for us to kill. Face versus trade. Trade makes this die next turn to our minion, but we can hero power it if we have to. Face means it might live, and if it lives, we can Violet Teacher Soul the Forest. Another merit to trading actually is though we can then, instead of hero powering next turn, we could Violet Teacher, Growth, excess mana, Soul the Forest. Because it's not like you can ever get through both of these anyway, right? You could Cold Blood Vile Spine to kill them both, and then just hero power. Yeah, so we're gonna stick to the plan of Wild Growth now. If we draw a swipe, we'll play it. If we don't, we'll probably Soul the Forest. Oh, he concedes. Nice. Yeah, so when the Henge Clan Thug got like very large, it was kind of scary, but we were able to navigate our way out of it. Let's queue one more game. Round off at 3. Hopefully 3 wins, not 2 wins and 1 loss. Shaman. Okay. So the 2 types of Shaman that we can encounter are Shudderwalk and Even Shaman. Shudderwalk's a really good matchup for us. It's very hard for him to deal with our like Soul the Forested boards. I wouldn't say very good. If they run Wild Pyromancer, the matchup's like actually kind of hard. Really hard. And Even Shaman comes down to who stabilizes first. So if it's Even Shaman, I like keeping Violet Teacher with Growth. On turn 2 we Growth, turn 3 we Violet Teacher, and then we can just run rampant from there. But there's better cards for the other matchup, so I think it's not worth keeping. There's consideration of keeping both Violet Teacher and Power the Wild. Turn 4 Growth, turn 2 Growth, turn 4 Teacher. Turn 5 like shenanigans. But there's a lot of punishes if it's like the Wild Pyromancer list and stuff of Shudderwalk Shaman. It's very hard to predict what our opponent's playing. If he's even, then we can always keep Violet Teacher. It pretty much always gets value on turn 3. But it's Shudderwalk, so I'm very happy we didn't. We're looking for Soul the Forest alongside Wisps. I call this card Wisps, but it's Whispering Woods. Okay, interesting. This increases it by 1. So he's playing the... Assuming it's still Shudderwalk. I guess it could just be Elemental Shaman. But assuming it's Shudderwalk, he's probably playing the list that runs Murmuring Elemental and doubles Battlecries. Looks like Elemental Shaman, though. Interestingly enough. I'm just going to play the Violet Teacher, I think. It can test the minion on board. Usually, Elemental Shaman develops minion on turn 4. He's trading. I'm so confused. Fire Plume Phoenix? That's a good top deck. Sure. I don't know if they run AoE or not. That's a good draw, nonetheless. We just play this, develop a minion. It's a 3-5 or a 3-6 always. This is going to be an interesting matchup because if I know they run AoE, then I play it differently. I don't want to lose this. Oh, my hand is so bad. So I can swipe that, or I can Whispering Woods. I guess I could Branching Pass too. I'm going to go with the Whispering Woods because I have 2. If he clears this board, next turn I can Whispering Woods, coin Soul the Forest. And if he clears, he's not developing. I want to like try to develop a board before going into his turn 8 because of Kalamos. I guess turn 7 because he played the Fire Plume Harbinger. Harbinger, yeah. If he doesn't clear the board, I'm just going to hit him in the head. Maybe. Blaze Caller. It's a weird place to send that. Alright. So if we Whispering Woods, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 minions, right? We know he couldn't clear it. How much bad damage is this though? 4 plus 8, 10, sorry. It's 14 plus... It's 22? It's not enough. I kind of want to trade off Whispering Woods, coin Soul the Forest. Yeah, I like that. The reason for this is, like, we know he couldn't... Like, he struggled to clear this last turn, right? He just sent damage into it. And because he did that, it's pretty likely he can't... Well, it's guaranteed he can't clear it again, right? He only drew 1 card. He could Kalamos for 7 mana if it was exactly the card on the left. It has to be the card on the left. It's the only card that was in his hand the turn he played Fire Plume. So, if he Kalamoses, he's doubling the damage of my board. Blaze Caller again? Earthshock, oof. That's pretty good. Interested, I guess this is another... It's pretty good. That's the thing. Alright. I want to hit him in the head. We're gonna hit him in the head, guys. It's not lethal, obviously, but it pushes a lot of damage. Obviously, he couldn't clear the board again last turn. He had to grumble his Blaze Caller, and usually you want to send that phase. So now if he doesn't find a way to clear it, we just kill him. If he does find a way to clear it, and somehow we can set up lethal with Swipe into UI. Storm. No way he drew the second one. That'd be pretty bad. He did. Sure. Oh god. That feels really bad. The turn he developed the Blaze Caller, he really should have Lightning Stormed us then. Is that lethal? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yay! Yeah, we did it. That was an interesting match for sure, but shows you the power of Token Druid, that even when they clear your board twice, you can still just kill them in the top 13. Alright guys, so that about wraps us up for the first episode of the Tempo Storm Master Series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any decks that you would like to see us feature in the next edition, make sure to comment. And if you have any things you liked or disliked about it, make sure to let us know below so we can tune the series to the best that it can be. So thank you again for watching, guys. I'm Luker. I hope you enjoyed the Tempo Storm Master Series. Have a wonderful day.